the sets. We're going to see how much light is left by the end of this early evening game here on the NFL on EA Sports. And just like that, the season has reached October. Joined by Brock Hewer up here in the booth. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, I don't know about you, but I always feel like the smells start to change in October. It just really starts to smell like fall, smell like football, second month of the regular season. And these next few games take on a greater importance moving forward.
Gosh, I wish I had a sense of smell. Mine is so bad, but I love what you're cooking right there. And I love this stretch of...
This game circled this week. Two of the best teams so far squaring off here in Week 5. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. So out come the Seahawks for their first offensive possession. And bringing them out an electrifying runner and a former first-round pick back in 2021, Justin Fields.
As a QB in this league, if you're going to finish a game with no touchdowns on that side of the stat sheet, well, you better finish it with no interceptions as well. Even if last week was an uneventful contest for him throwing the football, he did what he needed to do to help them come away with the most important stat, the win.
First snap, and Fields wants to throw. And his first offering of the game winds up incomplete. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
Nearly an interception on that play. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Hauled in left side. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. So now we're going to look at the other offense as the Saints take the field. They'll be led out by this promising young signal caller, already a starter in his first season out of Ole Miss.
Even he mentioned it to us. There hasn't been much celebrating for him since last week. While other guys were taking in the win and enjoying some time to relax, he was reviewing what went wrong in that game. An interception, not finding the end zone. That's not the type of impact that usually finds you a win, and he knows he's got to do more for his team.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back. Out of the gun, a give to Edwards-Helaire. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. They'll throw it. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their routes, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
The fair catch taken in at the 28-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be Seahawks football. They're out and set, 1st and 10. A tight end in motion now. Kenneth Walker gets it for the first time. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Now it's Fields. Metcalf's got it, complete. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brought down by Tyrann Mathieu. This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Tight end going in motion here. Fields on 3rd. Metcalf there to bring it in. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. He picks up 28 on the play. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Walker running to the right. Cut back now to the sideline. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Holding. Offense.
Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back. Shotgun snap to Fields. Taken in by Noah Fant. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They'll give up the gut to Walker. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Tackled by the venerable Cameron Hayward. 3rd and 4 coming up now.
It's now 3rd and 4.
Back to throw. Here's Fields. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing 4th down.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And they're on the board.
The wind was at a sails, Kate, and it certainly helped that football fly true and right down the middle. And from that distance, to hit with that accuracy is one impressive shot.
Return starts at the 3. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. 2nd drive coming up for the Saints offense. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening 1st down as they take the field a 2nd time. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Running once more with Miller. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there. That leaves them with 3rd down and 5. Setting up a throw. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? But it chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And the fair catch secured here at the 16. No return on that punt. And the Seahawks drive is going to start from deep in their own territory. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. Juke the defender. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Big shot to begin the drive. Has him up beyond the 40. On 1st and 10, it's Fields. Finds him over the middle. On the move, past the 40. They got 24 yards on the play. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Fields out of the gun. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down. Now go with Walker on the counter. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
That one's complete right side. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Fields on 1st down. It's complete to Hooper. Has some room to work. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks stretch their early lead to 9. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he could rumble the whole way home.
Kate, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer, nobody.
Now it's Jason Myers on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Seahawks go up 10-zip here in the 1st. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. New Orleans back on offense and ready to go now. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
You know, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding. Offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And
Still
now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Offense to the line for 2nd down. They're going play action. Able to get it to Moreau. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Dropping back to throw. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. So 2nd down coming up. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Completed over the middle. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Running back sent in motion. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Throwing it again here. That's It's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. He got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing him. Still sticking with the passing game. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talked about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and you couldn't do it.
And we will not get another play. That's going to do it for the first quarter. It's a two-score game early. More from Lumen Field in just a minute. We're back for the start of the second. Saints have the ball and a chance at 6. Shotgun now on third down. He's on the move. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line.
Look at the quarterback's eyes. He's looking. He's trying to find a lane of some kind, but there was nowhere to go. And he was lucky to get back to the line before that defense closed in.
On fourth down, out comes the Saints field goal team and Blake Grupe. This 32 yards out on the right hash. Mickey kick is good. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead 7.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Fielded at the 7. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back. First down throw for Fields. He gets it complete to Kenneth Walker. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. He manages a gain of 8 there. And it sets up Seattle with first down. Out of the shotgun, Fields. Into the hands of Walker. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
Translatable skills. That's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Escapes the pocket. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. And we'll pause here for an injured Saints player. Looks like he's pretty shaken up. They'll get someone out to look at him. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Hand off to Walker from the gun. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Walker hauls it in. He breaks a tackle.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains. I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out, and this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
And they take him down right along the 30. It's a gain of 4. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
That's a BYOB. You got to be your own blocker. It would have taken the entire defense piling on to stop him from getting that first down. Well done.
And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. It's a 6-yard gain. That's going to bring up second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second down at the Saints' 29-yard line.
Looking to throw Fields. It's caught Metcalf. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that'll bring up second down. Here's Fields to throw. Pass complete to Walker. And they get this down to the 7-yard line.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once. I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you
Got him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. And the Saints grab it. Through the defense he goes. Room to burn. The 40. At the 20. And they finally drag him down, but not until after a very nice return.
put a check mark by that one. You're going to remember that one, not just over the course of this game, but I guarantee you in the offseason when you're watching effort. That was all about effort. Backs pressed against the wall when you're down here defensively. And that's the type of play that coaches love to see from everyone on the roster.
The New Orleans offense set to go now. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Throwing now, following the turnover. This one's caught. Touchdown, New Orleans. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
Blake Groupie to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints tie things 10-10. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. And look at this return. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. The Seahawks are headed out, and we'll see Kenneth Walker. And he sure has proven to be a handful for him, grabbing their attention as a runner, but actually doing a good bit of damage as part of the team's passing game, too. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. They kick the running back in motion. Here's 2nd and 5. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Fields. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. That's a pickup of 9. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down. Now an inside give to Walker. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here.
At the 44-yard line.
Motioning one of the tight ends. Off play action, it's Fields. Gets this to Fant. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Now we stop. Looks like somebody was hurt on that play, and it's, oh no, oh, it's a big one. Justin Fields getting looked at by the medical staff after that snap. From the red zone now. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have second down coming up.
Incomplete. Leads to second and goal.
Howell out of the shotgun. And this is caught. It's a Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks take a second quarter lead. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Myers to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Seahawks break that tie and now lead by 7. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Return coming from the 6. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. The Saints ready to return their offense to the field. They'll look to knot up this game right now as they trail 17-10. It's a new set of downs for them at the 32. Back to throw on 1st and 10. Connects with Johnson. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Seattle. The Saints with the football. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They've got a man in motion. From the 34. Gets this to Johnson. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Broke through the tackle. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Nice kick there. It's a punt of 53 yards. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They've got first down from the 31. And the shotgun. Howell dumps it off to his running back. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Former first-rounder Devin Bush making the play. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Howell from the gun. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Finds him over the middle. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Holding offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Running it after the penalty. And That tackle stops him after a solid gain. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. Michael Dixon on the punt. And he's getting the call for the second time this game. Got 49 on his first punt. This one looks even longer. Fair catch made a little beyond the 20-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Saints will get set to take over. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. Back to pass on 1st and 10. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Completed over the middle. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. Working quickly here. Throwing it just before halftime. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. We've reached halftime from Seattle. Gonna have to make those halftime adjustments on the fly today. We're skipping right through to the start of the third quarter. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Saints offense ready to start this third quarter. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Short pass brought in. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 31. Complete out to the right. And he reaches the 35 before going out.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Coverman is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Punter on now, and he gets into this one. Fair catch called for and made just outside the 20. So no return on that punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Howell. Has it downfield working the left. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. They gain 14 on the play. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense. It just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Running back sent in motion. Trying again following the sack. Finds a man right side. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. Saints with 6 DBs out there. We've got a dime look for them on 3rd down. Howell back to throw. On the move, headed right. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And it'll be their football. The Saints come marching onto the field. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. On the give, it's Miller. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud quarterback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
That finds Miller complete. And a solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Looking to the air here. Cut by Jennings. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. 3rd down, 1 yard to go. From the gun, Edwards-Helaire gets it. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
On 4th down, out comes the Saints field goal team and Blake Grupe. This is a 50-yard look from the right hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
His return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. Here's Howell, 1st and 10. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Connects on the crosser. And he's out of bounds, just a step short of the 40. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Running back sent in motion. To the air on 1st down. Howell finds a seam down the middle. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. The give now to Walker. And he's going to run this down to the 36-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
A gain of 8 brings up 2nd and 2.
Defense showing blitz. Howell. Watson with the catch. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
That's another Seahawks.
Here's Walker running right. Brushes him off with ease. And this isn't resolved quite yet as he goes out. We've got a flag down. Looks like it's going to be on the offense. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. To throw, Howell. It's caught Metcalf. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Motioning him from the slot right. From the 19. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
Toss play, this is Walker. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. Give him 4 on that play, so now they've got 2nd and goal.
A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal at the Saints.
They send a man in motion. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Seahawks now lead by 10. Well, partner, with the increased focus on receivers now in the ground game, the jet sweep, it's a weapon all 32 teams and coaches have to rely on for offense. And for the good ones, it can be a lucrative play to have ready, too.
Yeah, lucrative on the scoreboard, certainly, Caden. Don't forget about lucrative for the wallet, too. Next time his agent's at the negotiating table, he's going to be sure to bring plays up like that one. You mentioned the value he can bring beyond the work of just catching the football.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. To return this, Rashid Shaheed. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here comes the Saints offense. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. A give right side to Miller. He's contained at the line for no gain. Oye Mafe bringing that play to a halt. 3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Back to throw now. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
That's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage waiting for it. They were thinking interception for a second. And incompletion is still pretty good, too.
Punt team on, and they'll send this one away. And that fair catch brought in just beyond the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And that is where they'll start the next drive. It's a new set of downs for them at the 32. 1st down, Howell. It's complete to Hooper. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Walker now from the gun. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Pass complete to Walker. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. Johnson gets it on 1st and 10. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it sets up Seattle with 1st down.
I don't know, Kate. I didn't think he had it. But that back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the 1st down. Pops up right away and signals 1st down.
1st down from the red zone. That's cut at the 4. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards them with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Charbonnet now up the middle. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding. Offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Shotgun handoff to Johnson. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. He even ripped through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Don't jump. Ready?
They kick the running back in motion. Looking to throw Fields. This one's caught.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
On 3rd and goal, here's Fields. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock. But now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make him bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
Jason Myers out there now to try and field goal for the Seahawks on 4th down. In his 11th year, still knocking them through. And that extends their lead to 14.
Those 3 points could go a long way to securing this W. Makes it a lot more comfortable knowing the other side's got to score a couple touchdowns now. A touchdown to field goal's not going to get it done anymore.
Shaheed now to return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. This offense making its way back out now. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They've got 1st down from the 31. Now an inside handoff to Miller. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. From the 37. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. This time it's a passing play. He finds Johnson. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Pass play coming here. Caught by Miller. Jukes out a one-stop.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the first down.
Less than a yard needed here on fourth. Straight ahead, here's Miller. And they bring him down around the 34. That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a first. Here's a throw. Completed over the middle. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 29. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. He'll get this complete to Jennings. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. He'll throw it yet again. That's brought in by Jennings. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. He brings it in. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Seattle. Saints losing by 14. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They'll throw it again. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. To throw. And this is caught for a score, and we are not done here yet. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Groupie adds the extra point. And the Saints chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Saints 20.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Starting from the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Seahawks offense ready to get going once again. Their lead still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation. That is all that you're thinking right now is just make these plays, run out this clock so we could take one more knee and celebrate.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. They go counter, it's Johnson. And this one doesn't go far. We have a timeout here. 2nd one taken by New Orleans. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. On the ground again with Johnson. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Seahawks bring it out the punt team. Michael Dixon will kick it away. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he calls for the fair catch and is there to collect it. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they're going to take over possession. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. Connects with Johnson. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Back to throw. That's incomplete left side. No luck finding his receiver that time. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Throwing now. And they got there in time. He's taken down. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set. Cut by Jennings. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. No timeouts remaining here, partner, so they can just run out this clock. With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So several thousand 12th men and women cheering as the Seahawks win at home. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? Both.
All of us. Indeed, all of the